Hi there. This is Randy again with ofapt.org. I decided I was in the need for a little bit of adventure. I've had my current kayak for about 3 years. As you likely know, I often go bottom of the barrel cheap. I wanted something like this, but due to none available without a special order at the time, I went with this. I thought, hey, I'll sand and paint this thing and make it mine. This is what I came up with. However, heat eventually cracked the clear coat, and I found that even leaching some of the oil out with a torch to make the paint stick to the kayak didn't work. Each heavy scrape and scuff would still pop the paint off. Finally, I decided I'll just flat finish this thing and use a rattle can to touch it up when I needed. I added a few accessories after exploring some of the options, but most importantly, I knew that I needed added cargo space. I came up with a beverage crate, and for my needs it worked out pretty good. After I got the thing ready for my latest trip, I did notice a blemish on the port side. After some thought and investigating, I decided to ask the only other male in the yard. This is the expression he gave me. Then I said, "Dude, why you peeing on my boat?" This is the response I got. So I rinsed it off and went about my business. The following morning, he left me an even larger gift. I finally came to the resolve that if it's in Ruger's domain, Ruger's going to mark it. I live in a small town, and Rock Creek runs along the west boundary of my property. In all of the years that I've lived here, I've always explored south to the river, but never have I explored the creek to our north. The creek is 60 to 80 feet wide along my boundaries. It spills out of a small lake about 7 miles to our northeast. I searched for some good satellite images and mapped it out. Almost 11 kilometers. I made arrangements for the day off and set things up for a drop-off point at the base of the lake. Okay, I'm here at the base of the lake, and I think maybe I might have bitten off more than I can chew. Been a long time since I've been here, and it doesn't look anything like I remember. Lots of shallow spots and rocks. I'll give you a feeling on this. My wife brought me and dropped me off here, and it's really pretty, but it gets really shallow. I may be carrying a kayak several hundred yards overall, I'm not sure. I haven't actually got things in place in my kayak yet, but I will within the next few minutes. I'm thinking maybe the first 30 yards are the worst. There's 9 nests above me, cranes, and they just tried to shit in my head. And I think that they'll try to do it again. I've never seen this before in my life. I don't know if you can see that. They sound a lot like chickens. But I kid you not, those bubbles I just showed you, white piles of shit hitting the water. They were doing it very much on purpose. They're not going to make any noises now. Every one of those are crane nests. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how close I came to catching it in the knee. They were shit all over the place. Well, I should say pooping. It's another deer. I've seen several today. Maybe she'll raise her head up in just a moment. Pretty. I don't know if you can see her well. A lot of wiggle here. Anyway, on about my business. I don't know if you can see that, but that is one mean looking little snake right there. You can't see him, he should open up in just a moment. I don't know enough about snakes, I don't know what kind he is. But, it's a nasty looking guy. He's very stealthy too. Okay, I think I already mentioned this. We added some still shots. But a lot of this creek is like this. Easy to travel. But a great deal of it is like this, and that's almost as far as I can see down there, so I don't know what I'm in for. I stopped and took a break for a minute, had some coffee and had a smoke. But I think we still got at least 3 or 4 miles to home, and I don't know how difficult it's going to be. This is just almost insane. Okay, it's a wee bit unbelievable, but at least the water's opened up and was doing pretty well. But obstacle after obstacle, you can see right here. There's a downed tree all the way across the creek, so I'm fixing to have to try to pull this thing over and not dump myself. I'm not going to be able to film while I'm doing it, other than possibly my cam on the front of the kayak. We'll see what happens. Oh, I want to try not to lose everything. That might be a feat. Let's see. And so many weeds and crap, limbs, vines. We'll get there. But boy, it ain't easy. This has been a day. Won't be no fishing. I'm just trying to make it home. I believe that one. I got a lot more than I bargained for out of this deal. My wife warned me. She said, I don't know if you should go down that. That's kind of in the boonies. Well, I thought there was more water according to the satellite, but there is not. Some of those areas that are really shallow and have a lot of, I don't know what you call that, water grass in them. On the satellite image, it looked like there was good green water, and it was. Just a lot of it 6 inches deep. Oh, I'm wound up here. We'll try one more time. I think we're about to get it. Hey, look at that. Okay, we're gonna try this. If I can hoist it up over and not fall off in here. Don't want to lose my paddle. What's that old saying? Low it, low it. Hey, buddy. Let's see how this goes. Feels like a trap waiting to happen. I don't know. I do not know. I said I wouldn't film while I was doing it, but something in me gotta. Just don't look in the bottom of my kayak. It's the belly of it's nasty as all get. I want to throw you in the water and not throw myself. Okay, though it's a little bit stagnant with leaves on the top, this view here is what I'm accustomed to with Rock Creek. It's what I thought I was getting myself into. But that wasn't the case at all. I'm hoping and I'm praying that the remainder of the trip home will be more like this. This is navigable. Okay, unbelievable. But I just heard vehicles crossing the bridge. I know I'm getting close. I'm going to switch this angle around and see if I can show it to you when it comes about. Okay, with a little bit of luck, home stretch. I may be within 300 or 400 yards of my property. Totally blown away. I've been looking for this for about 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours. There it is, there's the bridge. Oh, I may have to drag this kayak, but not very many more times. I'm fixing to be across the creek, across the bridge into deep water. Oh, this looks bad. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna shut this thing off for a minute. Okay. I may run into another hurdle or two, but only one or two, if that. If I can get under this bridge, I know what's on the other side. Smooth sailing, buddy. Smooth sailing. Oh yeah. As long as the bridge doesn't fall in, I'll probably make it home alright. The guy shouldn't say that, he could jinx himself. There sure are some rusty beans up there though. I'll give it that. This may be the most boring video ever created. But like I said, don't trust a satellite image. It will fool you. I can see my property from here, literally. Oh my. And where I'll hit land, it's not like it's a big nice place to pull up to and pull your kayak out. It was actually created by my brother-in-law, 20 years ago, longer, I'm not sure. He was having some work done and he paid the guy with the backhoe to shove us off a slot down in there so that we could get to the water. So over the years it's grown up, what have you. Just about where those stumps are sticking up straight forward in the middle, way down there, that's on the other side of it, I don't know, 50, 80 yards, something like that, is a dock. And a man took a photo of a 10-foot alligator right there. And judging from what I've heard, the wildlife department did nothing about it. I can almost guarantee it. So I'm kayaking with alligators. Pretty sure. I don't like that. They didn't used to be in this area. They migrated west, and then these oil field hands. Used to hear them talk about going to work in Louisiana. And I'll be damned if I didn't hear gossip about them bringing home baby alligators and putting them in their pond. Well, that winds up, they reproduce. Next thing you know, they're no different than Louisiana or Florida. We're getting close. Much closer. You can't see it probably from this angle of the camera, but that's about a 6-foot straight up bank for the most part, all along my property. It's pretty, keeps people off of you, but it's not convenient if you're down here in the water. Someone's lost an ice chest and a flood, no doubt. Okay, I'm fixing to unload here and we'll resume afterward. Okay, we're having a bit of a issue getting this out of the water. That's probably hard to tell on camera, but that is just a mess. Right over there is the adjacent property that I was talking about, and right out there is where they shot the image of the alligator. So that was about, I don't know, maybe 12 months ago? I'm not sure. Anyhow, alligators live here and I just almost can't stand the thought of it. I later looked back at the map of the trip and the image kept sticking in my mind. I kept seeing the shape of a head of a lamb about halfway down. Then with this I started seeing more. Though my imagination tends to push the envelope, I kept seeing a hood above it. To me it resembled the shape of the outline of a little girl's hood, though I know this is stretching things a bit. Then almost instantly I could see what resembles the head of an eagle below the lamb facing the opposite direction. This is when it all came into focus. There's a political statement here, and at least for me it's easy to see. Little Bo Peep is following the sheep in the running to the left, when in reality they should be following the eagle of freedom who leans to the right. A portion of the viewers likely just got irritated with me at this point, but a fair number of you agree with me, don't you?